installment, isn't it? It's been building to this. My money's on Allie's gonna kill him. Yeah, we're pressing to continue. Book 3, we have to continue. There we go. Book 3, chapters 15 to 21. Also, I do want to just tweak this. I'm, for some reason, highlighting that. Right. That's better. That was distracting. Okay, yeah, well, continue. There should be a previously on.
She was one of the fastest vessels that was ever built.
No?
The man who should be king of the English now, the son of King Henry, was on board when she sailed off.
It looks like it's diving straight in.
With the prince, there were 140 knights and many nobles, all on their way from Normandy to England. They say the ship hit the rocks, and then a fire broke out. Even before the white ship had departed, the prince and his men had begun to drink and get violent. Monks that were meant to bless the voyage were then forced to disembark. Some say the ship had been cursed. The king's son and many of his family were pulled down into the Black Sea.
This is what happens when you go against God. Kicking off the monks, yeah.
You're forgetting one important detail. Not only these
of course,
monks,
Allie
also
disappeared
Stephen of
off with
Blois, the king's nephew,
with
left the
Jack's
ship
son.
before
She
it
went to go
embarked.
look for Jack.
They say he got ill.
That old rumor.
The same Stephen who calls himself the king of the English now.
What? That cannot be a coincidence.
Yes, it can be. Of course he's king now. He survived. He is the king's nephew.
What do you think, my lord?
I think Stephen is a clever man. Clever enough to have his whole family perish. But why he would want to rule that god-forsaken rock, I will never understand.
What makes you say that?
But for England.
Then why are you leaving?
Well, because I want to see something new.
I'll tell you what you're going to see. A proper country, where people know how to behave.
For this guy being an aristocrat and not like in England, he's got a very English accent. Oh shit! Oh, I'm looking for someone.
I'm looking for someone.
For who?
The love of my life, the father of my child.
I guess I should stay out of other people's business. Forgive me.
You English do talk a lot, don't you?
I presume you're supposed to be French, but that's not a very French accent.
I mean, how should anyone feel?
You'll see what happens.
You'll see what happens.
I don't know. Maybe I'm just running away.
Aren't we all just running away?
You should all get some rest. It will not be long now till we reach Cherbourg.
Thank the Lord. I can't wait to be back.
I'm surprised it didn't do a, previously art. The overly dramatic title sequence. Like I said, as long as William gets his comeuppance, that's all we care about. But they're going to hold that off until the very last chapter, aren't they? They're going to make us wait. The question is this cathedral ever going to get built? It is making part of me think maybe I should read the books. But I didn't come here to read. I came here to lead. So how long is it going to take to find Jack? The eye of the storm. Now, journey's a whole of the game.
In the late summer of 1142, I had left my home country, England, for good. My old life lay in shambles, as did my former home of Kingsbridge. Having failed both my friends and family, I had set out to find my baby's father, the man I still loved with all my heart, Jack Jackson.
Yeah, but which name's he using
Until
now? He's been
early
using
one
so
morning
many.
in July, I finally arrived on the shores of Normandy. With nothing on me but a pouch of coin and a young, curious face yet unnamed, who was just
She
as
still hasn't named the
unfamiliar to
kid!
this new world as was I.
The White Ship. Sinking of the White Ship in 1120. The White Ship was one of the fastest ships of its time. It was steered by the son of the captain of the Mora, the ship that brought William the Conqueror from Normandy to England when he invaded England in 1066. Like his father before him, the captain of the White Ship gladly offered his vessel to many members of the royal household of King Henry for passage to on their travel from Normandy to England to visit the king. But like all of the poor souls who went aboard the ship, the captain did not survive the voyage. In the dark of night, the ship hit rocks and fire broke out. The ship was dragged down into the dark abyss of the sea, with it many of the king's heirs. Stephen of Blois was meant to be on board as well, but it is said a sudden sickness caused him to leave the ship before it set sail. That November night, as the White Ship sank, Stephen became the last remaining male heir to the English throne, and thus some claim he was responsible for the sinking. Can we talk to this guy? Will I ever find... Can we use this to...
Where did you go, Jack?
Have you
You're
seen my
still
husband?
here.
Well,
Oh, it's you.
my father's...
I'm just trying to get my
child and my
feet used to
father.
good solid ground again. The last bit of our voyage wasn't exactly my pint of ale.
I'm looking for someone.
Is pint of ale better than a
red-haired
cup of tea?
Mason called Jack Jackson. He came to France about a year ago or so.
A fellow Mason, great. Unfortunately, I wouldn't know a thing. After all, I just arrived here with you.
I know, but should you meet someone like that on your journey, tell him Aliena of Shiring is looking for him.
All right. Jack Jackson. I'll keep an eye out for you.
Thank you.
You're Mason, right?
That hammer you're carrying, do you happen to be a mason?
Actually, I am. You have a keen eye, mistress.
I guess I just know a mason when I see one.
To be honest, I haven't been one long. Just finished my apprenticeship in Salisbury. Before that, I used to shear sheep with my parents, but I guess that wasn't really for me. Father still hates me for leaving, though.
I have experience in the wool trade. Where would a mason go to find work? I left my old life as well.
What will you do to find work here as a mason?
Don't know. That's
Look
me
for a
to find
building
out.
site.
All I heard was that the wages are better over here.
So you'll just travel from town to town and look for employment?
Right. And I'll start in Lasay. A fellow mason told me about the abbey there. He said these Normans build their churches quite differently than we do back home. I need to see that with my own eyes. Maybe learn a thing or two.
Maybe Jack went to see the abbey at Lasay.
I left my old life as well.
Scary, isn't it? To start off fresh and all that.
Well, you definitely sound more excited than scared.
Oh, I am excited. Wouldn't anyone be?
I don't know. Maybe.
How many masons go to Lasay?
Do many masons go to Lasay?
I don't know. It's really just a tiny town. The mason who told me just happened to do some repairs there once. It's likely he told others as well.
Okay, time to leave.
Have a safe journey.
Oh, thank you.
We don't even get your name. I won't give my baby a name until I find Jack. Okay. And we've still got the book and the dagger. The dagger is definitely going in William's heart. I had that in the throat. Can we see anything else? We got Cherbourg. Click on the ship. We've spoken to him. That's it. Yeah. Okay. There is a lot of fighting for that castle. Okay. Stall. Okay. They're bargaining for passage. They're selling fish. Have you seen this man?
Where did you go, Jack?
Oh, what about this guy down here? Not Jack. For a moment, I thought...
Good day. I am looking for someone. A traveller who came through here last summer. Oh, hush now.
It's the red-headed devil child.
Looks young.
He was born at the beginning of summer.
What's his name?
I haven't given him one yet.
You should. He needs to know who he is. Makes growing up a lot easier.
Have you seen this man?
You said you're looking for someone.
The boy's father. He looks a bit like you, actually.
The man I'm looking for looks a bit like you, actually. A bit more boyish, though.
So he has red hair, but no beard. Well, I don't know every redhead around these parts. There are quite a few of us. Most of my family here in Cherbourg is ginger.
Oh, his name is Jack Jackson, and he is a mason.
No, sorry. I haven't seen him. And I come here every day. Maybe May saw him. She helps the sailors get their cargo to the nearby towns. Carries travelers, too.
I'll ask her.
Go find the taxi
Thank you.
driver. So is the coachwoman. There we go. Have you seen this man?
Have you seen a red-haired mason? He must have landed here sometime late last summer.
Another ginger in Normandy? I wouldn't have noticed, even if he was carrying a hammer instead of a fishing rod. Maybe you should ask someone in Barfleur. That's where all the travellers come through, the pilgrims and kings. Their lot rarely lands in Cherbourg, with the fortress passing back and forth between Stephen of Blois and Geoffrey of Anjou. Why you even came to Cherbourg in the first place?
She doesn't sound
baffles me.
particularly French, does
It was
she?
the earliest ship I could get.
You must be in some hurry, madam.
Let's just say I needed to get away before I changed my mind.
Fine with me. Who am I to judge?
Maybe in Bellefleur, someone saw Jack. Okay, so we've got 2 locations we can go. I'm ready to... Do you know the road to Lessay? What other routes are there?
Do you know the road to Lessay?
Been there, seen it. But I hope you're not planning to go there on foot. Tell you what, you give me some coins and I'll treat you to me wagon. You can even change your destination once we're on the road. What'd you say?
What other routes are there?
What other routes are there besides going through Barfleur?
Oh, I don't know, really. You need to ask the locals about that. But Barfleur sounds like a good place to start. Shake my hand and I'll take you there.
Okay, well, we'll ask the locals. I mean, it did just say stalls, didn't it?
Travelling by coach is a lot less strenuous than walking.
Really?
Your little worm deserves some warmth and a rocking carriage.
Don't talk about my baby like that.
Where did you go, Jack?
Can we use maybe Barfleur?
No, maybe I should just get going.
Maybe I can use the Barfleur thing on him?
Apart from Barfleur, what other ports do people commonly use to get into France?
Apart from Barfleur? Well, there's Harfleur. Sometimes people even go through Honfleur, which is close by. You could ask May to take you.
I might. Thank you for your help. I'm afraid I can't help it. You really are quite like him.
Maybe I should become a mason then. Would definitely pay more than being a fisherman. Have a safe journey.
Well, it's not his dad, because his dad was hung, wasn't it? Landed in Barfleur or her Harfleur. So we've got several locations. The harbours in Normandy. Barfleur is one of the chief ports of embarkation for England and is important for Normandy's ship construction. It is the most popular harbour for the voyages of rulers and royalty on the way to and from England. Harfleur is another prominent seaport which is used to be the principal port of the ancient Calettes. In old times, a Roman road led from Harfleur directly to Troyes. Honfleur is another small port not far away from Harfleur. Cherbourg is a fishing town, but has recently become the centre of political conflict. In their effort to win the ongoing war, Stephen of England and Geoffrey of Annoy, the Norman husband of Empress Maud, has fought more than once to each claim Cherbourg and its harbour for their side. Okay. Do I use map thing on her now? So there's nobody else we can click on, is there?
Hey, you. That's quite a bundle you got there. Where are you headed?
Okay, I'm ready to leave Cherbourg.
All right. Take me out of town.
All right. Where'd you need to be?
Can we hit each of the ports? Main port in France. Do we have to pick one? Can we work... Maybe we go Harfleur and work our way back. Or maybe we should go there and then come back on ourselves. I think we've got to go Harfleur. Let's face it, Jack was fleeing from,
I arrived in Harfleur and finally got a lead. In an inn, a man remembered a red-haired Englishman who had planned to head past Marseille to the Mont Saint-Michel.
Okay.
I thanked him and was about to leave when a group of pilgrims asked me over to their table. They told me that they too were heading for Mont Saint-Michel, and although they had no intentions to stop in Marseille, I knew that joining a group would be a lot safer than travelling alone.
Okay, so we can go directly there then? St. Michael's Mount.
My father had once told me tales of the Mont Saint-Michel. Long ago, the Archangel Michael had urged Hubert of Avranches to build an abbey on a lonely rock on the ocean by burning a hole into his head. They say
That's one way of
he
persuading
even
you.
seen his penetrated skull on display in the church of his hometown.
Any Masons here, though.
It was a windy day when I arrived, and the place was crowded with pilgrims and jongleurs. I remembered Jack's fascination with these tellers of stories. I spoke to one who was just taking a break. As it happened, he had indeed met Jack, although not in Mont Saint-Michel, but on a road heading east from there. Apparently, Jack had been hopelessly tracking jongleurs who might have known his father, Jack Cherbourg. But as he'd been gradually running out of money, he'd intended to look for work in Le Mans or Tours. That was about 6 months ago. I was catching up.
With on his trail. Maybe we should just start Le Mans and then move on to Tours.
Going to Le Mans reminded me of all the trouble I'd left behind in England. 30 years ago, Le Mans had been conquered by the Plantagenet Geoffrey of Anjou, Maud's husband. And although they'd held it ever since, other noble families kept on pulling at the city, like Maud and Stephen tearing at England. There was no sign of Jack, but I got news of a new kind of cathedral being built in Saint-Denis, just north of Paris. It was possible that Jack had gone there to learn from the craftsmen. That was, if he hadn't travelled further south, looking for work in one of the many churches in Tours, the hometown of Saint-Martin.
So, go Tours and then Saint Denis. So, Saint Denis. All right, we've actually got cutscene. Okay, so this is going to be Jack, presumably. Have you seen this man?
I should talk to him first.
Okay, let's go talk to the important man.
Good day. Are you the master builder?
What is it?
I'm looking for a mason who may have passed through here. An Englishman with carroty hair. He calls himself Jack Jackson.
A redhead?
Yes. Did you see him? He might have asked for work here.
No, I'm not looking for new masons. We're just doing repairs.
Ah, but was he here?
No, never seen him. Now, stand back, woman. Something could fall on your baby's head.
Are there other construction sites and tours? I was told he came here. May I talk to your workers?
Are there other construction sites around Tours?
Well, yes. It's a big town.
And where would an outsider most likely find a job?
Dunno. Ask around.
May I talk to your workers?
May I talk to your workers?
No, they're busy. And I can assure you they have nothing to say on that matter.
Perhaps I'll talk to them once they've finished for the day.
It would be a waste of time.
I'm on a mission! You hesitated when I mentioned a redhead.
You hesitated when I mentioned a redhead. Are you sure you haven't seen him?
Yes, I am sure.
I don't believe you.
All right.
Oh, he crumbled pretty quick.
But I had to throw him out after 2 or 3 days.
Why?
Because he was all want. Let me redesign the roof. Let me make the nave lighter. All pretty ideas, but he never shut up long enough to do the work he was supposed to do. Shit, that man was almost as needy as my son when he was still a brat.
He does know a lot about his craft.
Well, I know masons like him. They grow up gifted, but without a mote of discipline in their guts. Can't work with someone like that.
Where'd he
Do you
go
know
then?
where he went next?
No idea. Maybe to Limoges or Angoulême. Maybe even to La Rochelle. Seemed to have plans for every cathedral on God's green earth, but none for himself.
I understand. I'll leave you to it then.
Bon voyage.
That it? Yeah, we literally just leave. Okay, so we can't explore anymore. Okay. An important Freeport town. There's a site within the cathedral. A flourishing artistic centre. I suppose we hit all three.
We had just left Tours when I suddenly felt dizzy. I stopped and made rest, trying to catch my breath, then lost my breakfast in a ditch at the side of the road. To my horror, our baby too had grown pale, his breath shallow like that of an old man. I tried not to panic.
Not the plague!
The inn was a long distance away, and we couldn't stay on the road where it was wet and cold.
I guess we
I
make
managed to walk until the sun had fully risen before I keeled over. A knife merchant who'd been travelling behind me flagged down a coach heading back to Tours and haggled with the coachman to carry me back to an inn. Back in Tours, the fever got worse. I remember people carrying me into a room, laying me on a bed. I tried to feed my baby, but after that, everything turned into a blur.
Oh no!
When I awoke, Jack was standing next to my bed.
A fever dream?
He scolded me for following him. You know you could go anywhere you want, he whispered. Why be stupid and follow me? I tried to answer, but he just opened the window and jumped out, heading toward ancient Greece, or maybe all the way to Arabia. And in my feverish mind, I followed him.
Oh, okay. Let's go Greece. Things are taking a turn now.
The further I went, the angrier I got. For years, I'd been fighting for my family. I'd committed myself to an oath to my father. I'd built up a business to sustain it and even married a man I despised so I could create a future for the people around me. I'd known nothing but my duty to the men in my life, while the man I was trying to find lived a life of casual irresponsibility. He traveled the world on a whim to learn about mathematics and philosophy, while I had to raise the child he'd fathered. When could I ever do anything just for myself? I asked the world as I went on.
Site of the Great Failure. Okay, then.
I'd travelled in a circle all the way to the edge of the world and back, only to return to the place of our failure. With my eyes closed, I listened to the sound of ripping yarn and crumbling walls, and of coaches carrying good people away into a cloud of crimson dust.
You know what you need? You need a decent mason to maintain those walls.
When the last moat had settled, I opened my eyes again and found myself in a dirty little room. An old maid was sitting next to my bed and smiled at me, then handed me my baby. Oh, dear God, he still looked so pale.
It's alright, they're resistant. Let's keep him warm.
The more I tried to keep him warm, the colder he felt. Oh, please, God, let him live. Don't punish him for my own sins. I gently caressed his head until finally he put his mouth to my breast and drank more and more, becoming greedier with every swallow. We had both been spared.
The fever is broke!
We rested one more day. Then I gathered my things and headed back to the cathedral to thank the Lord for his mercy.
The one that's being rebuilt? The one we've just been to? Yes, okay. Need to thank the Lord for sparing our baby. Okay. So what have we got? We've got construction sites, statue of Mother Mary, pointy arch, church design. Like the ones Tom used to make. Are they usually round? Just like Kingsbridge.
I thank you, dear Lord.
All right, steady
I
now.
thank you for having spared my child. I thank you for...
Don't let go until it's done.
But why are you showing mercy on me? I failed.
That's one of his
everyone I cared
carvings.
about. I failed Jack. I failed my brother. And if I never return, I would also break the oath I had given father. It's just that I feel like I've never had a life of my own. I've always fought for others.
It's a man's
This
world.
may be the
But
very
it ain't
first
nothing,
time that
nothing
I fight for something
without
that
the
I
woman of
only
God.
want for myself. Maybe I should just go back and help rebuild Kingsbridge. Maybe Jack doesn't even care for me anymore. Amen.
That's not quite a prayer. That's more a list of complaints. Is this?
I've seen one of those before.
It's amazing, isn't it? The man who did that really had it in him.
Had what in him? Yes, I knew him once.
Had what in him?
The
The
gift!
spirit of a true mason. It's a shame that the master let him go. In just 1 month, he did so many things.
What did he do? I thought he left after 3 days.
The master builder said he'd fired him after just 3 days.
Did he? Well, maybe that's how he remembers it. The two didn't really see eye to eye, you know? To tell you the truth, everyone thinks that he feared for his own job having someone like that around. The last thing Jack did was carve that corbel. It was the one thing the master let him do. Then when he was done, he was asked to leave.
Your master said he had no discipline. It bears so much pain.
Your master said he had no discipline.
Let me tell you something. Jacques worked very hard on it. He was impatient and had a temper, but you could see that he tried to overcome it. Conquering that rock was very important to him.
Oh, I understand that so well. Do you happen to know where he went next?
He wanted to walk the pilgrim trail to Santiago de Compostela.
The Camino? The Way of St. James?
He said he might find someone there who knew his father.
Just one more thing. How was he when he left?
Never thought about that. Relieved, I guess. He seemed ready for something new.
Thank you so much for your help.
Think nothing of it. And good luck on your travels. May you find what you are looking for.
So we had to get sick to come back here and get the clue we needed.
Isn't it odd? Just when you stop looking, you come across the most curious of things. Like these 3 devices that one of my merchants brought back from Baghdad.
Oh no. Is it another one of your Banu Musa toys, Rashid?
They're not toys, Adriel. They're objects of scholarly ingenuity and reflection.
I will let my valued friend from the north do the honors.
So we're going to go play with the toys.
If you may.
The Spanish donkey. One of Rashid's new toys.
For one,
Statue of a
let
lady.
me draw your attention
Small
to the magnificent songbird on the table.
Songbird device.
And then to that wondrous donkey next to the entrance.
Yeah, well, you can get that at any
Although
tat shop in Spain,
the
can't you?
astounding thing of all stands right between them.
Small container or the statue of the...
Ha, precisely. But one thing at a time. On second thought, why don't you save the lady for last?
So the
Otherwise,
container.
The other 2 devices might appear bland and boring in comparison.
I
So-
agree.
Let us let Jack decide what to demonstrate.
Candle. Small container. I presume we use the candle with the small container. Must never know I burned his cathedral. Okay. Right,
He likes
we're
to take his time.
burning more cathedrals, are we? No. Use this with this. Mount for water bowl.
No, it's too heavy.
Filled it with water. Can we... This is clearly some sort of like steam kettle type thing. Mount for water bowl. Okay, well, we'll put the water bowl in then.
And now?
The candle.
Now, Jack will heat the water in the tank.
With the candle. It's going to generate steam and the bird's going to sing.
So beautiful it will make you cry. Just listen.
Dabano Masu Musa? Banu Musa brothers were 3 scholars of Persian descent who lived in Baghdad in the 9th century. They are known for the Book of Ingenious Devices, a large illustrated collection of mechanical appliances and automata. These automata were largely designed for entertainment, but featured innovative engineering. The brothers also wrote books on astronomy, astrology, and geometry, the last of which had a great influence on both Islamic and European mathematicians.
Well, how marvelous!
We're meeting all the famous people here.
Maybe it's a miracle.
It's science!
Right.
Go on, Jack. Tell them.
Explain it. There we go.
There's a hidden wheel inside the box. It turns an axle that in return raises and drops a sequence of small cylinders inside. These cylinders work like fingers playing a flute.
But who is blowing into the flute?
Steam.
Steam?
Yes. When I opened the pipe, it gradually pushed itself into the tube.
The power of steam. For once, I must agree. This is brilliant.
Of course! It was created by a Muslim after all.
Let's not get ahead of ourselves. What else have you got, Rashid?
Anyone care for some tea?
Thank you, my daughter. We will have some.
She doesn't exactly sound like she's from Baghdad, does she? Anyone want some tea?
Of course not.
Right, okay.
So, who is this man, Rashid?
Small table, donkey,
Jack
vault.
is a friend of the house.
Okay, well, let's...
A brilliant man, a scholar and a talented artist. Just the other day, he explained Euclid to me.
Okay, we can talk to
What is that?
Aisha.
Don't let me distract you, Jack.
Okay.
A Greek who wrote a book called The Elements of Geometry. The Egyptians translated
Avoid the midday sun, surround it oneself with wonders. A shady spot.
Latin.
How very
Rib vaults and pointed arches. These southern builders are geniuses. Can we do anything else with the container in that? It's empty. Do we let it run again?
I could watch this man scoop up water all day. You showed it to us already.
Okay, so we've got to use it with the nodding donkey then.
Now, watch the head. Just any moment now.
Dunk.
There. Did you see?
It threw up.
Rashid, this is disgusting.
Oh, far from it. Would you kindly explain how it works, Jack?
It's pure magic! No. Get into the science of it.
You see that bowl floating on top of the water? At the bottom of that bowl is a small hole. Through it, the bowl is slowly filled with liquid. Once it's full, it sinks, pulling a string which makes the ball drop onto a weight. This, in return, pulls the bowl up again, emptying it in the process.
Thus resetting the entire mechanism.
If you timed it perfectly, you could make it drop a ball at every hour.
Turning it into a clock. How clever.
For me, it's still nothing more than a puking donkey.
Well, you lack vision, my friend.
Oh, Rashid.
One could join those two and build a singing donkey clock. One song after every hour.
That would be pretty clever. Wouldn't that be annoying?
That would be pretty clever.
I know, right? You could be the one to build it.
Oh, that would be unfair. It's your invention.
I would let you have it. Or we design it together.
He's taken, my dear.
You still haven't shown us that statuette yet.
Of course. Jack, if you may.
Right, I presume I put it on the shady table then.
Oh, you will love this. Just watch.
It can't be in direct sunlight. It's a vampire.
Just be patient, but don't look away. It takes some time for her to...
To do what?
Is it crying? Isn't that amazing?
No, it's irritating. Rashid, what is going on?
We don't know. It's a mystery. Well, they both mean the same thing, don't they?
We have no idea how it works.
Rashid, please.
We all know that there is no such thing as a man-made miracle.
And this piece of wood is very clearly made by man.
I very much agree, my friends. But so far, none of us has an explanation.
All we know for certain is that her glassy eyes shed tears when you move her from warmth into cold.
Like a plant at sunrise. Like dew. The only difference is the surface. That's all.
Condensation. Ask her to go on.
I think you may be onto something.
Am I? Of course, I had no intention of disturbing your conversation. But if you can find out why there's dew gathering on a plant, you may understand why that woman is so weepy. So, who wants a cup of tea?
I'll have some.
Your daughter is quite something, Rashid. A scholar in her own right.
I know. I'd rather she wasn't. It would make marrying her off so much easier.
Oh, I'm certain that won't stay a problem for long.
Maybe the dew originates from invisible water in the air. Water that stays hidden when it's hot.
See, yeah, who'd expect this would be a science lesson? I thought it was just enjoying the story 3 months later.
The pilgrim trails across France converged at Osterbat, in the foothills of the Pyrenees. There, the group of 20 or so pilgrims who had been travelling alongside me since I'd left Tours swelled to about 70. Some were prosperous citizens, some probably on the run from justice, a few drunks, and several monks and clergymen. Several languages were spoken, including Flemish, a German tongue, and a southern French language called Oc. Nevertheless, there was no lack of communication among them, and as we crossed the Pyrenees, they sang, played games, told stories, and in several cases had love affairs. While my baby and I kept mostly to
it's a case of
ourselves.
they've got to find some way to fill the time, haven't they? Give the baby a name.
Hush now.
Do we get control? Can we go talk to the German folk? Go for a walk, apologise to the pilgrims, rock the baby. Hum a song. There we go. Jack's song, go on.
Richtig dreist.
I can't do German, sorry. Apologize?
I'm sorry. He has to cry himself out before he'll fall asleep. It will give you a strong voice one day, won't it? Do you have children?
Fine, time to go for a walk then.
Kann ein Mann nicht einfach mal seine Ruhe haben? Der Weg aus Babenberg war doch anstrengend genug.
Right, which ways can we go then? That way. Oh, path leading away from camp.
Ein Kind.
Down to the riverside.
Verloren. Stimmt doch, oder?
Psst, jetzt ist's aber gut.
River of Arga. Back to the campfire. Bridge. People on the bridge. Blind woman, okay. Let's talk to the blind woman.
Lord, what are you doing? You should get out of the water. It's freezing.
My ring! I lost my ring! Dear Lord, please show mercy.
Well, I don't think we're going to be able to help you find it. Search. Oh, there we go. Search for ring over here.
Come back to me. Please come back to me.
The cold will kill you.
Have faith.
I can't leave without my ring.
Search for ring.
Where are you? Where did you go?
Oh, I see twinkling. I see twinkling. I found it!
I found it.
Now get out, you daft woman.
Yes! Oh, thank you! Thank you so much! You are a very kind woman. So very, very kind.
I'm glad I could help.
Yes, yes, thank you. Thank you so much.
Now get out before you catch a death of cold. Tell me about your ring. Are you getting warmer?
Are you getting warmer?
I am, thank you.
I can see this ring is very precious to you.
It was a gift from my stepmother. She thought I would stay forever, but I didn't.
Why did you leave? Tell me about your stepmother.
Why did you leave?
Oh, I thought I didn't belong. She always said I was her daughter, but I was sure she was lying. I was so selfish and so stupid. Too stupid to see I really was happy.
Regrets, we had a few. Tell me about your stepmother then.
Tell me about your stepmother.
At least you speak English.
Woman. So very, very kind.
Maybe you weren't happy.
Maybe you really weren't happy.
I don't know. I was very young and thought I was unhappy.
That's called being a teenager.
Close to the sea. But in the end, the sea did not feel the same about me. The cold there made me sick. It took away my sight.
It's courageous for you to leave. Why didn't you go back?
Why didn't you go back?
I couldn't find my way. I was blind.
When I left. So angry and disappointed. She would have never let me return.
How do you know?
Ah, that's why you went on the pilgrimage.
Yes, so that St. James might see my devotion, and I will be united with my mother in heaven. I'm just not as kind as you. Not kind at all.
You're too hard on yourself.
You're too hard on yourself.
I don't know.
I, too, am trying to make amends with the one man I loved the most. I was told he went straight to Santiago.
You will know soon.
Not soon enough. It's still 4 weeks till I get there.
He'll be there, I'm sure of it.
I hope so. I just feel...
I need to stop calling this kid just baby. I need to give him a name.
A bit more. And that the only thing I can allow myself still to hope for is not love, but forgiveness.
I understand.
Hey, hush now. Not long now and our journey will be over.
And the Germans are saying that we're never going. The kid's about to start crying again. That's it. We're getting no sleep tonight. Camino de Santiago. William, your worries are very understandable. Killing is a sin, and hell awaits all sinners. But how could killing ever be a sin when a life is taken to protect God and our church? In such a holy battle, you become the sword of God, and as do all brave and valiant knights that joined our crusades to the Holy Lands. This was said before. This was the evil priest, bishop type thing talking to William, wasn't it? Their faith is their armor, their sins are forgiven. You are the sword of God, and as a bishop, I am the hand of God. Bishop what? Yeah, I was going to say, sure we heard this line of dialogue before.
The woman's name was Alba. She came from a small town somewhere in Catalonia. I quickly got used to her constantly feeling out for her stepmother's ring and the sad guilt that would always follow in her milky eyes. I wasn't sure if she appreciated my company, but I couldn't leave her on her own either. By the time we reached Los Arcos, she'd stopped talking, while I kept on dropping a kind word here and there to let her know I was still by her side. Alba believed herself to be of weak mind and body, and yet she walked the Camino with a strong sense of purpose that willed her onward. It made me wonder about what I'd told her about my own journey. Did I hope for love, or was I really traveling because I needed him to forgive me? But what was there to forgive? My decision to marry Alfred had been in the best interest of the people of Shiring.
Plus, I didn't want to have a bastard child.
I had to make to stop the evil reign of William Hamley.
Don't worry, we're going to stab him in the neck. This is what we're aiming for.
But if I really was going to see Jack soon, it was time to make up my mind.
On to Lyon.
Around Lyon, the path began to gradually turn uphill. It was only 2 more weeks till we'd reached Santiago. The baby was in a good mood, and so, surprisingly, was Alba. After Astorga, the trail got more difficult. Alba became slower and slower, and we had to rest more.
Well, we're in France at the moment, searching for Jack.
The strain on her old body grew, and she worried that she might not be able to reach the end. Still, we managed to push onward.
Nothing super crucial. Basically, Allie's gone from town to town searching for Jack, and she's finally tracked down a lead that he might be going to Santiago. And then we did a little bit of a flashback thing with Jack middling with some kind of scholars from Baghdad. So, don't think he's managed to get all the way across to the Middle East. So they're clearly scholars that have gone a pilgrimage here as well or something.
The next morning, she refused to get up. Her breathing was disturbingly shallow, and she hardly noticed me touching her forehead. Everything hurts, she said, and urged me to continue without her.
I'm not going on without you. Let's stay.
Of course, I stayed with her. I brought her food and water and sat by her side. But day after day, her condition grew worse. She kept on urging me to go, to find Jack, saying the monks of Ponferrado would take care of her.
Yeah, she looks pretty dead. We'll stay with her until she pops her clogs, and then we'll take a ring to
I'd hardly known her, and most of the time she'd tried to push me away, as if she considered herself a nuisance that slowed me down and who didn't deserve company. It wasn't until a few moments before she died that, for the first time, she smiled at me, and I like to believe that she saw me smile back. I still like to believe that here, in this unlikely place, dying next to a near stranger, she'd found a moment of serenity and happiness.
Right, now we can steal a ring.
She'd not reached Santiago. When I left, that thought still haunted me. To see that a journey could come to an end so suddenly. But what would be different if she had reached Santiago? Could she have been disappointed by what she found?
Right. Okay, so we don't take the ring as part of the pilgrimage for her. After 1 month of travelling on the way of St. James.
Hard travel, the child and I finally reached
Yeah, she hasn't named the
Santiago
kid yet
of
either.
Compostela. In the evening, we attended Mass in the great cathedral, then started to roam the town looking for my dear Jack. It was almost dawn when finally a priest pointed me to an inn close by.
Can we go pet the dog? We need to know if we can pet the dog. Innkeeper. Okay, what we got? Jars. Someone left them here. Fireplace. Okay, well we'll talk to the innkeeper.
Do you understand me?
Sinto cho ben, pero non temos camas dispoñibles.
No, I don't need a room. I was told
Have you seen this man?
Mine stayed here some time ago. A red-haired Englishman called Jack. Do you remember him?
Eu só che falo en galego, miña rula.
Français? English?
No, okay. Have you seen this man?
I'm looking for a man who likes to read a lot.
E logo anda sempre cun libro en riba.
Have you seen anyone like that?
Pero, por que levas un libro en riba?
I just speak Spanish, so I have no idea what she's saying either.
She doesn't even understand that I'm looking for a person yet.
Do you understand the words that are coming out of my mouth? Okay. Let's go. Can we go in the inn? Cathedral. Fireplace. Have you seen somebody that looks like this, just bigger?
It's rubio.
See, redhead.
Can you give us food? Have you seen his father?
Have you seen his father? Padre del Niño? Jack Jackson?
Ven sendo un peregrino?
What?
É un peregrino?
Oh, no. He's not a pilgrim.
Entón, quen ven sendo?
He's a mason.
He's a mason.
Ay, mal rayo, me partas entendo o que me estás a contar.
Points at something. Cathedral! Point to the cathedral!
Let me show you something. He's a mason. He builds things like that.
Ah, eche masón. Albanel.
Sí, a mason. It's the same word in Galician.
Por aquí pasan unha morea de masóns. Non me poderías dicir algo máis sobre el?
Are you getting any of this?
Oín falar dun masón que dis que se dedica a traducir libros en Toledo.
Polo visto, di que se chama Jack.
Yes, Jack. Have you seen him?
Non sei cal será o seu apelido, pero ben é certo que non chai moitos masóns rubios aos que lles guste ler. Se tan desesperada está, por que non vai a Toledo a comprobalo por si mesma?
Entón, marchou para Toledo.
Where the hell's Toledo? He went... I 100% agree. Yes. It's definitely... yeah. Are you certain you've seen Jack? He went to Toledo?
He went to Toledo?
A Toledo marchou, sí.
Di que o teu Jack podería estar en Toledo.
All right, so I will go to Toledo then. Gracias. I just pray that I understood you correctly.
Over here, then. We're just crisscrossing the country, aren't we? We have no idea where we're going. About 1 month after leaving Compostela. Toledo. Well, we know the sheep trade as well, so if we need to find a little bit of work, we can fleece the sheep.
Buenos dias. Parlez-vous français? English?
Of course. How may I help you?
I was told a man named Jack Jackson lives in this house.
Who told you this?
A group of scholars living at the edge of town. They said he used to translate old scriptures about mathematics before he moved here.
Please wait here. I will talk with Master Rashid.
Ooh, they have a very nice car. Oh, thank God, the mother tongue. Are these the pillars of the earth? What we got? The house. Pointed arches. Jack loved them. Okay. Reminds me of the cloisters in Kingsbridge. So big and light. Chase after the lizard? Nope. What a wondrous fountain. What we got? More pillars. Peek inside. That's his slingshot. House is called the Earth and pillars. Yep. Let's go inside. This is clearly his slingshot.
It's his.
Jack is here. This is proof I need. Anything else we can tinker with in here? Well, we've played with the nodding donkey. We've done the songbird, small table. Yeah, let's go outside. Oh, the young woman.
Oh, there you are. May I ask who let you stroll around our house?
I'm looking for someone. I was asked to wait here.
I was asked to wait here.
Yes, my servant told me already. My father's not here at the moment, so you'll have to make do with me. Unfortunately, I must disappoint you. There's no one called Jack living in this house.
I found his slingshot. Maybe he took a different name?
Maybe he took a different name then.
He looks kind of like the kid here.
I'm sorry, but this is not easy for any of us. I think you should know that Jack and I are promised to each other. Maybe we should go inside. The sun's burning, and my mother doesn't need to hear us. Jack told me about you.
Story done. Right, we can all go home now.
You're the one who rejected him and married his stepbrother. And now you want him back.
He's my man! I'm here because I love him. I need my son to meet his father. I love him!
I'm here because I love him.
He always said that he had come here to find out about his family. But instead, he found out about everything else. About philosophy, mathematics. When he and my father met, it was love at first sight. They studied together and made great plans. But in the end, Jack would always start talking about his cathedral again. This great church he would build one day. Rib vaults and pointed windows. He'd ramble on about it for hours and stare up at that ceiling. We three sat here for hours and talked. And then in the evenings, it would be just the two of us. So many strange ideas about the future. Some barely more than silly dreams. Others almost in arm's reach.
Okay, cut to the chase, lady. Where's my man? He's always had his head in the clouds. You're talking about him as if he was gone. Where is he now?
He always had his head in the clouds.
Oh, yes. Well, he's not here anymore.
Where is he?
My father had offered him work as a master builder here in Toledo. He would have been well off and free to spend his evenings under vaults like this, with me as his wife.
But he's gone back to England, hasn't he?
In the end, he refused. Tell me, did you really marry his stepbrother?
It was a mistake. I had to!
It was the hardest decision I ever made. But it also felt like a sacrifice I had to make to fulfill a promise I made to my father. It was all for nothing. I thought I had no choice. I didn't want to hurt him. Believe me.
I do. You know...
Where is he?
He left me because of you. Even after all you did to him, he couldn't let go.
He's gone back to England, hasn't he?
You can be glad that you ran into me and not my mother. She was enraged when he left.
He can have that effect on people.
But apart from that, we made our peace with him. Father even gave him one of his favorite pieces of his collection as a parting gift.
So it's the
small wooden statue with stone eyes. In exchange
the
for
crying
his shot.
Mary Magdalene.
Would you mind telling me where he went?
He went to Paris to work on the Cathedral of Saint-Denis.
I've trekked all the way down here. All I had to do was
He
hang
said
around
he
in Gay
never
Paris
found
for a
out
while.
about his father, so there was no reason to stay down here anymore.
Paris?
Yes. If you find him there, tell him I don't miss him.
Thank you and all the best. I'm sorry for all this.
I am sorry for all this.
You don't have to be. What is the child's name, by the way?
He still hasn't got a name.
None yet. I wouldn't name him without Jack.
Isn't that a bit silly?
Maybe.
The kid's going to be 38 before he even gets a name at this rate.
It's his right to have a say in it too.
Then off to Paris. That baby needs a name.
I've been saying that all this
You may
time.
get one. Thank you.
Have we got a fast travel point? Some Super Bitter X. True. So we literally have to
I
backtrack
travelled
completely.
back along the way of St. James, passing through Astorga, Lyon, and Burgos. I crossed the Pyrenees, revisiting Bordeaux, Angoulême, Poitiers, but never stayed longer than one night. The closer I came to Paris, the stronger my old doubts and fears resurfaced. If Jack really was there, what was I to say to him?
Here's your baby. Where's the child maintenance checks? I would pull him very close. I was sure I would slap him. We would have to sit down and talk. We'll go
Pull
schmaltzy.
him very, very close, wishing for all the wounds to heal as quickly as they could.
That's one hell of a trek across Spain and France. Come on. Right, have you seen this red-headed child's father? I'm guessing he sticks out like a sore thumb around here. I'm presuming this book is as long as the other one, so it's going to be about 4 to 5 hours worth. Cathedral Gate. Okay, so what we've got? We've got workers, masons, construction site. Nope. He's not working.
If he's here, I'll find him on my own.
Can we move around? Construction site. Is he over here?
I can't just leave. Even if he doesn't want to see me, he deserves to see his son.
Further across here then, maybe? There we go. That looks familiar. Who's this, I wonder?
There. Are we awake then? You almost missed this.
She'd not noticing the guy carving the thing right in front of her.
Colourful windows. Look at the light.
He's not that observant, is he?
Allie.
We came to see you, Jack.
We? Is he?
Look at the kid's hair! What do you think?
My son?
Have you any idea how long it's taken us to track you down?
Allie, where do we go from here?
Back to England!
I want to go with you.
We have to go kill William.
Will you marry me? Both of you.
We will.
At least you have a steady job now. Admittedly, as soon as we go back to England, you're going to get arrested.
As husband and wife. And our son, Tommy. The days went by quickly. Jack had learned much working as a builder in Saint-Denis. Days became months. Then after a year, we both grew restless. Where can we go from here? We asked ourselves again.
I think it might be illegal to marry a kid.
To see our families, our friends. And then we knew where we wanted to go.
To go kill William.
Even if it was in shambles.
And even if there isn't an arrest warrant out on Jack. He did break out of prison.
We need to hurry. The ship to England will leave soon.
What's going on here?
Whatever it is, if the crowd doesn't clear up, we'll miss our ship.
Yeah, well, let's hit them with the slingshot. Nervous jongleur. Crowd's about to beat him up. Angry mob.
Excuse me?
What's going on here?
He's a thief. He told us lies and stole our money.
But isn't that just a simple jongleur?
That poor man. We need to help him.
Our chest. Our carriage. Priest. Oh, you're a man of the cloth. Help sort out this crowd.
Do you know what's going on?
Oh, chaos. I can't get these people to calm down. God knows I tried.
What happened?
The jongleur told the crowd a few stories. Then he sold people some miracle charms, but it was just fairy tales and painted stones.
Well, it always is.
I know, but I'd need a real miracle to calm them down now.
Okay.
Otherwise they'll rip him apart.
Let's get the crying statue out. I presume it's in the chest. I think there might be something useful in our luggage. There we go. So the box kept her warm. The wood is slightly damp. Look! It's the Mother of Christ!
Behold, the Holy Virgin!
If it takes a miracle to make these fools stop, then give them one.
You're right. I have to make her weep. It's the only way.
So we're going to go put her in the shade. Shady spot!
Do you see? It's working.
Your friend Rashid must be quite the miracle worker.
Take a look, people! Come on, sheeple, move out the way.
Look! What's going on? The Holy Mother. She's crying.
Look at her out of the way.
Revere the Holy Mother, for she has blessed us with a sign from the heavens.
Follow the shoe!
Right now and witness the miracle.
It's true.
It's all got very Monty
Why is
Python.
she crying?
Science! Because we need to take the ship because of your actions. Yeah, go on.
She weeps for your sins.
Just lay it on thick.
To you that you would treat him like a wild animal. He tricked us and took our coin. And you would kill him for your own foolishness. The Holy Virgin weeps, for you are not living by the word of God.
It is the Mother of God.
Forgive us, Holy Mother.
Where did she come from?
Let's come up with a story. They're gullible enough.
Hundreds of years, she languished in the land of the Saracens. Dormant, she has been waiting for the one to bring her home.
Listen to what he has to say. The Holy Virgin has chosen this young family to protect her. Tell us all where you are headed.
To England!
Her destination is beyond these waters. In the small town of Kingsbridge, in the earldom of Shiring. There she wants to rest.
Kingsbridge?
Where's that?
Hail Mary!
Make way for the Holy Virgin!
Hallelujah!
Make Robert well!
Huh?
Blessed Mary, let my daughter conceive.
Give us a good harvest.
They're donating to ask for her blessing.
The weeping Madonna shall hear your prayer. And with your donations, I shall build her a new shrine at Kingsbridge, a cathedral.
It's you.
Look, I think it's much like
You, the red-haired ghost.
Me, a ghost?
My husband is very much alive. I've known him since he was 12 years old.
But he drowned. By God, you drowned. 24 years ago. On the white ship. My poor son. My Jacques.
His name was Jacques.
Jacques Cherbourg.
Jack. Cherbourg.
Father! No! We stole it from Rashid. No, we just reacquired it. So unless this is like a very short chapter, half an hour long, we may have to cut it off a little. I don't know. We'll see. So some have been like an hour and a half long, others have been like 15 minutes, so... Clearly it's not taken us too long to get back to England.
So much has grown. But...
Oh god, this is the kid, is it?
No herbs?
Oh no, he's just talking in the background there. Oh,
what are you looking at, Jonathan?
The garden is in disorder. I want it to be right again.
Well, the place is falling down. Let's face it, it was shonkily put together. The whole cathedral fell
When I
down.
became prior, I thought the same about Kingsbridge.
Well, what did you do?
I cleaned up.
Where do we start?
Suggest to loosen some. Suggest to pluck weeds. Let's get rid of the weeds first.
Some plants are weeds and must go before we can plant new seeds.
What are weeds?
They take away what the other plants need to grow. Light, water, room.
What do we do?
Pull them out, rip them out from the
Like
root.
every other plant, so you need to learn how to tell them apart. Here, you see those? They're called wood sorrel. Let's pluck only those for now.
I'll do it.
If you insist.
And we can make a nice salad with the sorrel.
Make sure to pull out all of the thin roots.
And now what do I do?
Ask him whether he's ready to plant seed. Let's loosen the soil.
For plants to take root, the soil must be loose and fertile.
So, may I dig now? Done.
Right, seeds, water.
What's next?
Stay here. I'll be right back.
Right. They were in a pot round here somewhere, weren't they? Presumably they haven't dried out after the many years they've been left in here.
Now, where did you put them?
We could plant the garlic. Is it garlic or onions?
Here they are.
Beech nuts I gave to Milius a long time ago.
I found these nuts for you. Remember, Milius? You always said that one day there will be a beech tree growing here. I think it's about time.
So there's definitely been less interactive bits in this last book. It's been more kind of walk into a room, kind of cutscene, walk out.
What did you bring?
Do you remember Milius? A kind man with a warm smile. Well, he told me to give you this.
Stop lying to the kid. You're supposed to be a man of the cloth.
Now we just have to...
I don't know. I wouldn't say streamlined. It's just giving up the pretense of we have any control over the story. Okay. When we say we water it, it doesn't mean piss on it, kid.
How long?
If it's a beech tree, it's going to be several hundred years.
That long.
Some things take time. And only with patience will you receive your reward.
Why do we have to do all these things if all we had to do is wait?
Simply waiting would not have been enough, Jonathan. You just paved the way for things to take their course. They are happening right now. And in a few days' time, we will return and see the first green leaf of something new.
In the afterlife, yes. He's damned. Let's face it, this cathedral's fallen down so many times. I'm pretty sure everyone here is damned.
No, I just planted the seed.
So just water the seed then now.
Now you can fetch some water from the rain barrel.
But that water's smelly. It's been there forever. There are many trees by the river. I bet that water's better.
That's a longer walk, though.
I don't mind.
What else is he going to do?
This is worth it.
In this case, we're in a ramshackled priory with nothing else to do.
Let's walk together then.
But I'll carry the bucket.
Yeah, you're the kid here. Sorry, the novice. You're here for the manual labour.
Why isn't Remigius holding the sermon? What's gotten into Philip?
Our church lies in ruins.
And has done for many years now.
But all of this, these dire times, have revealed something important to us. Something that, maybe until today, I wasn't aware of.
What do you mean?
Claim that God doesn't watch them, claiming that they don't need a church.
You've been praying in these ruins. But you've been praying like you always did, in humbleness. We don't need a church for prayer.
Where else are we going?
But being nice, because it gets rather wet during the winter praying here.
God doesn't work in the ways we might assume. Today, Jonathan tended to our garden to make it beautiful again. And he told me of things I almost had forgotten.
Yeah, I mean, it does look quite pretty.
Here or out there. They are within each of us.
That man is the devil. Claim that man is God. We're going to let Philip find his faith again.
God made us in his image. Thus, we carry the godly spark within us. But we have witnessed that man can have the devil in his heart as well.
And his name is William.
Prayer
And one of the
needs
bishop's
no
name is as well.
special place, for we are his church. In our actions, he exists.
We are God's temple.
No man is closer to God than any other man. Whether you pray in church or on the streets of our towns, whether you're a man, woman, monk, or bishop,
Philip, look outside. You have to see them. You've got to see the horses and the colours.
Jonathan.
We're in the middle of this. Listen to him. Yeah, fine. Let's just wrap this up.
What's going on?
I heard noises and I went to look.
Calm down. What happened?
The army's coming.
But the priest said they brought a miracle.
Who? What? What priest?
Step right up, brothers and sisters. For you are about to see something that will change your life.
Who is that?
They brought us a miracle.
A miracle?
Don't be shy. There is no danger. Just awe.
I'm guessing we've hired the jongleur to kind of be our front man.
Ah, you must be proud.
Oh no, it was the priest that was parked to one side.
Brother Reynold. I have been sent by the Archbishop of Canterbury. Here is his letter, in case you have reasonable doubts.
It's a fake. No. Philip of Kingsbridge, I hereby implore you to accept the grace of the Weeping Madonna. She has chosen Kingsbridge as her shrine. After the rumours of a miracle had come to my ears, I had called for the procession to see me. I then saw it with my own eyes. She's real. I have claimed the miracle for England and had intended to retain her in Winchester. The guardians of the Madonna have convinced me otherwise. They have come to England only to support the rebuilding of Kingsbridge. You have my blessing, Philip of Kingsbridge. I expect you to restore your priory to be worthy of the Holy Madonna. Theobald, Archbishop of Canterbury.
We've been charged to accompany the Weeping Madonna. She is to replace the loss of your relic, Saint Adolphus the Martyr, who was taken from you, I hear, with brute force.
What?
On her travel from far away Africa, she has collected donations to reward Kingsbridge for your faith in her and in the Lord.
I can't believe this. What is all this?
You do believe. That is why she came. And that is why you shall witness her miracle for yourself today. The Weeping Madonna came to me in a faraway land named
What question did you come from?
A baptized Saracen was her former guardian. And I and the custodians of the Holy Virgin were chosen to take her on a journey.
Baptized?
A Saracen?
What
I
country?
knew not her powers or destination.
What country did you say you came from?
We have traveled all the way from a place of wonders too marvelous to behold. The faraway land of Africa.
Africa has many countries, I've heard.
Yes, and you look a little pale to be African. Yeah, it is Jack and Aliena.
To her miracle before it dawned upon me.
Okay, let's just skip to the end.
Go home.
If what you brought us comes from such a wondrous place, it must be very impressive.
Indeed. Soon you too shall witness the miracle of the Holy Madonna.
She's not releasing another album, is she?
What shrine should be her shelter? This time, it was the Madonna herself who answered my questions. She said, "You shall build me a new church in Kingsbridge."
We've tried that already.
We set off with the blessing of Archbishop Theobald of Canterbury. And along the road, from Paris, across Normandy, over the sea and all the way to Kingsbridge. Devout Christians have given money for the building of the Church of the Weeping Madonna. This Church of Kingsbridge. The Weeping Madonna has chosen you, all of you.
I don't think much of a hype man.
Excuse me. Don't interrupt.
I will tell you again, dear brothers and sisters. The Weeping Madonna has chosen you, all of you.
There's something odd about them.
I will tell
Not
you
very
again.
Christian. He can talk,
She
yes.
is a true miracle.
A little
that
too
will
well.
Change your life.
Dubious.
As she changed mine. Many
Hearts
bore
look like
witness
reliquaries.
to her miracle before it dawned upon me. She wanted to go home.
What is in this book
But
will
where?
not help me more than the answers I can find in my own
It came
heart.
to me in a dream. It was
There is much to
Kingsbridge.
contemplate,
I
but not
could have
now.
continued to carry her from town to town until my flesh.
Yeah, he does go on a bit, doesn't he?
But this was not her will. But I wondered, what shrine should be her shelter?
Hey!
Shh! I will tell you again, dear brothers and sisters. The Weeping Madonna has chosen you, all of you. I could have continued to carry her from town to town until my flesh.
Okay, so we've got a question about the Africa thing.
Was not
It looks
her
like.
will.
If what you brought us comes from such a wondrous place, it must be very impressive.
Indeed. Soon you too. You heard me correctly. It was a long journey.
What's it like in Africa?
Hot.
The sun is always shining, and miracles happen every day. It's a land of great deserts, fig trees, and creatures that an Englishman can't even dream up.
Like these horses. Are they horses?
They are not. To you, they might resemble horses, but the name the Africans have for these creatures is impossible to pronounce, even for me. And I
What's
will
a fig?
tell you again.
You mentioned there were fig trees in Africa. What are they?
It's a fruit, of course. It looks like a strawberry.
Yeah,
and
camel is
tastes
such a hard word to
like
say.
a pear.
The scripture mentions these figs, and they sound nothing like that. Why is that?
No two apples look or taste alike. The same goes for figs, and doubly so.
Some
getting
angry.
the impression that
Yes,
this
there
man
are
is
some
not
angry
human
barky boys.
being
It's
Why
it's
would he lie?
2:45. They normally have their dinner around about 3 o'clock, so they're getting a
Dear
bit
brothers
antsy.
and sisters, the Weeping Madonna has chosen you, all of you.
Right, can we get to it now then, please?
You must wonder, why was Kingsbridge chosen to be the home of the Holy Virgin? She said, you... So we set off.
Okay, we can explore strange animal.
They look almost like horses.
We're glued on humps.
How can he be so sure?
Hollow. Feels like a wicker basket covered in pelt.
I only had my faith. I knew not her powers or destination.
Tell me the truth. Why are you here?
We follow the Holy
guardians
Mother.
of the Holy Virgin that sheds tears. We were appointed by the Archbishop of Canterbury, but it was the Holy Virgin herself who chose us while she travelled through Europe.
Oh, yes. How did that happen?
She speaks without words.
Nevertheless, I carried
What else we got? We can go back to the kitchen, cloister, audience. There we go.
It was a long journey.
My dear
Oh,
people.
the kid.
Oh, I'm so excited to see a true miracle.
Did you hear that? The Madonna has chosen us.
She's come all the way from Africa.
The Weeping Madonna
Right.
came to me in a faraway land named Africa.
Go say hello to Tommy.
And I and the custodians of the Holy Virgin were chosen to take her on a journey.
Ask the boy for his name. Ask the boy why he's hiding. Ask the boy if he doesn't want to see.
Now,
I am Philip. Who are you, young man?
I have heard that life has not been kind to Kingsbridge.
Why are you hiding?
Why are you hiding?
Like these, and in dark times like these, that God's
That's
light
not fit for a shrine.
shines brightest.
Nothing sacred about.
And along the road from Paris
What we got?
across Normandy,
Leave cart. Cover.
over the sea and all the way to Kingsbridge.
Side.
Devout Christians
Wood.
have given money for the building of the
Old
church
rags. No.
of the Weeping Madonna.
Time to leave.
This church of... You must be thinking, how can he be so sure? In the beginning... Can you feel it? Brothers and sisters, you are about to witness a miracle. The Madonna knows how you have suffered. Kingsbridge has endured many hardships. Prior James left you before his time when you needed him the most. Your old cathedral
Come on.
was burned to the ground.
Yeah, I wonder who did that, eh?
And your new one collapsed even before construction was finished. You have suffered the ruthless destruction of your market, homes, and lives.
Dada!
All of you have lost husbands, wives, and children, family and friends.
Dada!
I need to go toilet.
All of you know how it is to be
Follow the
hungry
masked man.
and
Yeah.
afraid.
Jack. Aliena.
Philip.
But this is...
A miracle, isn't it? Or something along those lines.
But
It's a man-made one. It's
We thought it was time to give Tommy a
part
home.
lie.
The boy? Your boy?
Well, Philip?
Look at the
Do you
kid.
recognize him? Our little Tommy?
Tommy? But...
What is all this? Where have you been?
It's been almost 3 years since I last saw you, Jack.
Locked in a cell, if I remember rightly.
Find him.
I'd almost given up looking for him. Then Tommy found him.
And you decided to come back.
Well, this is our home, after all.
Then what on earth is all this? This miracle?
With the Madonna, we were able to collect donations for your priory and for Kingsbridge.
Really?
We can start anew. We can rebuild the cathedral.
What's the catch?
I'll get to be master builder.
Why?
I've studied the cathedrals, churches, and houses they build in France and Spain. I saw how different their constructions were, with new shapes, colors, and ideas. Oh, you should have seen it. They combined rib vaulting and pointed arches. I want to do that. That's why.
Why here?
Because this is home.
Condemn their lies. The money suffices. I think Philip's still pissed at them.
What you're doing is selling the people a lie.
This is a harmless deception.
There is no
And
such
what?
thing as a harmless deception.
Your sermons about God aren't a lie either.
Purpose as an illuminated drawing in the Bible.
Our show illustrates the truth that the Weeping Madonna comes from a faraway land, which it does.
And she can weep too. Though that is more of a technical achievement.
You want to sell something explainable as a miracle.
The church does the same. You said so yourself. You even wrote a book about it.
Yes, I said that it was not right that the church is faking miracles.
But it works, doesn't
If you can't beat them, join them!
Jack! Aliena! You came back!
We wanted to see you, little sister.
How are you?
Oh, I'm fine. But look at you! And the little one!
Tommy.
How are the others?
Alfred left Kingsbridge. Richard shows up every now and then, and Ellen returned to the forest.
We need to visit her.
We need to go find Mother.
What's wrong, Mother?
I'm glad you're back.
I am too. Very glad.
She looks like she's about to cry. She will weep for your suffering, Kingsbridge. She knows your pain.
What now?
The miracle!
Her eyes are wet.
Her
Right,
eyes!
look at her.
They're shining!
She cannot hold her tears any longer.
She is made of wood. It's impossible.
It's science.
Why are you weeping?
She is mute ever since her husband died.
The Madonna has suffered as I have. She understands.
It is a miracle! I can see again! Clunk.
It seems through her faith in all of your lies, Mary has found a miracle. We can't keep trying to repair Kingsbridge by ourselves. Things are not improving. We're struggling to keep things as they are.
But we can't afford to hire help.
Without farming and fairs, we're back to Prior James's time.
All these past years, my advice was good enough for you. But it appears you've changed your mind now, again.
Yeah, well, your advice hasn't gotten us very far, has it?
Doing something to wake up and make Kingsbridge what it used to be. We did before and we can do it again.
I'm not willing to accept a risk like
This
that.
time, are we actually going to get the legal documentation to say we can do it, though?
Time? My, how easily we forget.
I remember well.
And still, you put your trust into a group of random strangers to make things better. Philip, why in God's name have you stood by and let this happen? They're tricking us into giving them money for false idols.
They are giving us money.
So that we'll place this idol in our priory? Do you approve of this?
We need to get stuff done. It's only a little white lie.
People need hope, and these travelers are giving them hope. Yes, it is a deception, but with good intentions. Mary speaks again. Is that not a true miracle?
You fell for them. You really did. And now you joyfully take part in their deceptions. I'm warning you. I cannot support a prior who tolerates heresy.
He's going to go over to the dark side. He's going to report us to the upper management, isn't he?
No matter how unconventional, their return and their gift are a blessing.
You made your decision, Philip of Gwynedd. And now, I make mine. I resign. I'm leaving the priory.
Good riddance to you. You've always been a miserable old fart. That it? Is that the end of the chapter?
You got so big, Tommy.
Finally, exactly.
Just as shy as your father was. Don't let him fool you. Usually, he's always up to something. Tom would have been proud of you. Of both of you.
Is she still here?
Hmm?
Tom's wife.
Oh, no. Martha and I moved her to Kingsbridge.
She's with Tom now. He always wanted that.
Ellen, we found Jack's family in Cherbourg.
The place he came from wasn't Cherbourg, it was Cherbourg.
Really? What were they like?
They were good people.
His grandmother said Jack looked just like him, like his father.
He does.
Right up to dangling at the end of a rope.
But they never came for him or asked about him.
They thought he was dead. His ship sunk. He'd always wanted to go to England.
Have you ever heard of the White Ship?
No.
The king's family drowned.
My father was there. He was the only one who survived.
Not for long.
You told me that he was accused of stealing a chalice.
Yes. But I know he was innocent. I heard the story and had to find out what he looked like. He told me his name. I fell in love. I helped him escape. But in the end, they caught up with us.
What happened then?
They hanged him.
Yeah, I told you. Well, we saw this at the end of the last book, didn't we?
But you weren't born yet. He was led to the gallows. Everyone was quiet. The people somehow knew he was not a thief. But I knew for sure. He told me. He was so afraid. He didn't want to die. I didn't want him to die. And I prayed. Then I heard his voice. Quiet.
Sang sweeter than ever, as if the falling melody might wing and net dissever. At dusk the hunter took his prey.
I thought the executioner was going to cut him off mid-song. Yeah, there we go. Didn't even let him finish the line.
You said that 3 men were responsible for Father's death.
Who were they?
The Sheriff of Shiring, Percy Hamley, Prior James of Kingsbridge, and Archdeacon Waileran Bygod. They showed no mercy. Neither did I.
I curse you! All of you! He will return to haunt you! One day, you will be judged for what you did. Your houses shall be consumed by fire. Your life shall end in pain and
Well, Percy's already dead, so is Prior James, so it's just the bishop we're going to bump off.
The people they killed will return to haunt them. I promised them.
We welcome our new prior, Remigius. He helped to recover the bones of the Saint of Kingsbridge, Adolphus, from the hands of thieves. Adolphus already rests safely in this great cathedral of Shiring. Our master builder Alfred promised me that it will only be a matter of a few years.
No, Percy Hamley was William Hamley's father. Remember, he poisoned his mother and father, and his mother was half alive, but his father was definitely dead.
Done so for himself. No, the Earl is not a selfish man. His mother, Lady Hamley, is sick. More and more, I feel the whole of England is suffering from a sickness. The sickness of war.
Yeah, this prick is not dead yet. Like I said, I'm voting Aliena stabs him in the throat.
To God. I asked him, begged him to walk amongst us, to heal us. But God told me that only when this great cathedral is finished will he have a temple to reside in. No matter the cost, this shall be a towering castle to protect us from evil and false beliefs. With this cathedral, we will bring an end.
Yeah, well, we don't think much of you, Mason. His shoddy workmanship made one cathedral fall down already.
Jack, what are you doing here?
My father died by your hands, Waileran. His name was Jacques Cherbourg.
How dare you talk to the bishop like that?
He died right here.
Who are you?
I know that man. He's that bastard from Kingsbridge.
That man is my husband.
You?
All of you, listen to what we have to say. From now on, Kingsbridge is protected.
By our knights, by our walls, and by the word of the king.
So whatever you do, we will defend
Don't
our
fuck
town,
with us.
our market and fulling mills.
And our cathedral, which we shall rebuild. All workers are invited to come and work for us.
Oh, preposterous.
If you so much as try to bring harm to us, Bishop, we will make sure that you pay for everything you did.
It's about to kick off. There we go. Yeah, we helped him plant a tree, blah de blah de blah. Right. We're going to accept... We're not going to play much of this first chapter. We'll get to a point where we can actually pause, stop, and then I'm going to switch over, because I need to nip to the loo as well. So, we will break it there. That said, we've only, what, 2 chapters into... There's like 6 chapters in this, so... We may have to do, like, a full 4 hours next week. It looks like it might be a longer book. But... I do need to finish earlier today. I do want to try Astroneer, so we will make a break. 11 years later, how's construction going?
It had been 3 years. 3 years of drought.
This place is cursed.
Of hunger and poverty. England was brought to its knees. Only our walls had kept us safe from the bands of outlaws raiding towns and villages. Bishop Waileran and William Hamley forced the workers to finish their cathedral in Shiring. Many had died. The work on our own cathedral had almost come to a halt. 4 weeks the storm had raged on. It was then that our cathedral gave up its last secret.
What, it's falling down as well?
And everything changed.
Are we just... as I said, it's turning into Monty Python, isn't it? I built a castle. It fell down. Tom. Built another castle. It burnt down, fell down. But that third castle... they are destined to be miserable.
I don't think you would have liked the sight of this at all.
Shoddy workmanship.
You'd not planned the cathedral to be that high. But I reinforced the walls, like in Saint Denis. The storm shouldn't be that much of a problem. But if it's not the storm, then what is it?
Bad mortar. East wall is about to collapse. Why? What would be the cause? We use it on the... What have we got? What have we got? Vaulting.
Over here, the vaulting looks weak. What would you have to say about this, Tom? Yes. If the vaulting was unstable, it could pull the wall inward and damage it. Especially with this storm putting pressure on the wall from the outside. We have to find out. If I widen these cracks, we'll see if our problem gets worse or not.
Okay, so we're going to purposely
I don't like it.
break it to fix
I'll
it.
have to fix it either way.
But like I said, we were getting to a point where we could pause and stop and I can nip to the loo. So we will do so now. I presume, yeah, we can. There we go. Save. This will overwrite. That's fine. We're following the story as it goes. So we will head back to the title screen. And like I said, we'll take a break. Just a quick 2-minute one. I might even warm up my coffee again. But